Hello everybody, John12 back here again with another video, and I'm here to officially give you my Dragon Ball Super Episode 4 review. I know I'm a little late to this, but I've been on vacation. I hadn't really gotten a chance to watch the official episode of Dragon Ball Super that recently happened until, I want to say last night or what have you. But nonetheless, I am officially here to talk about it. That being said, if you've not seen it, please check it out because this review may contain spoilers. Nonetheless, let's get into Dragon Ball Super. First things first, let's just point out the big, oversized pink elephant in the room. The Pilaf gang are a major factor in this movie. There you go. If you didn't notice from the teasers or this thumbnail, the Pilaf gang have a lot to do with this episode. I know a lot of people, when they first saw Battle of Gods, they weren't really pleased with the comedy of that movie and felt that it was a real big renderance on the, amazement of seeing Dragon Ball Z again, and they felt that the Pilaf gang were a major factor in that. So a lot of people like to look at it. They like to look at, I think the best way of, exempling this is they look at Battle of Gods as episode 1 of Star Wars, the prequel trilogy. They see the Pilaf gang as Jar Jar Binks almost, where it's they're annoying, stupid, just take them out of the movie, they're way better. But I'm actually one of the few people who really liked the Pilaf gang in Battle of Gods. I thought they were awesome. I thought, when I first heard they were going to be in the movie, I thought it was stupid, but I let it go and I went into it with an open mind and it was awesome. I mean, the comedy in that movie is what it is, but the Pilaf gang make the comedy worthwhile. I mean, everything else that's comedic is kind of bullshit or unnecessary. Unless you're Goku and, freaking King Kai. But Pilaf gang, it was freaking hysterical. I mean, it was just funny to see them go through their, shenanigans trying to get the Dragon Balls in Bulma's house and what have you. I thought it was hysterical. And this episode is heavily influenced by the fact that they're still on the search for the Dragon Balls and still trying to make, some kind of, hay with this destroyed, bullshit of a life that they have now, seeing as how we haven't really seen anything from them since Dragon Ball. And, not to mention their various cameos in non-canon storylines like GT and so on and so forth. But that being said, I actually really liked Pilaf gang being a major factor in this episode. I thought they were, very hysterical, very funny, and I felt like the whole episode, if it wasn't going to touch upon what we have already seen with Chapter 2 of the Dragon Ball Super manga, then they should have just stuck with Pilaf, because my major problem with this episode, and not to say that I hate this episode, I want to keep that in mind, I do not hate this episode, but my major problem with it is that it focuses too much on unnecessary filler instead of what this episode should be about. If you've not seen the manga version of Super, then spoilers, but Chapter 2 already passed, and we already got to see Goku versus Beerus, and Beerus is already heading towards Earth, trying to find the Super Saiyan God, and on top of that, we've already been introduced to the character Champa. On the anime side of things, we're still trying to get there. If you've seen the teasers for next week's episode, we're finally getting to Goku versus Beerus, which I really can't wait to see how it holds up in comparison to the movie version. But everything else in this episode was completely unnecessary and pointless to me. I mean, it's like reliving Battle of Gods again, except on a boat. I don't need that. The whole Trunks and Goten, running around the ship, looking at Dragon Balls, and then, all the other unnecessary stuff. It's and then Goku and King Kai talking about Beerus 1,000 times over and over and over, just beating over the head of the dead horse that's been dead over a week is just annoying at this point. It's just I just want to get right into the action. I mean, we got to see the day in the life of Goku and Vegeta in episode 1 and 2. We got to see the setup of Bulma's, birthday and Beerus finding out who the Super Saiyan God was in episode 3. Why not just give us the fight and the action already? I mean, that's just, my major qualm with this episode. But that being said, the Pilaf gang made it for me. I really enjoyed their stuff. Their bits were hysterical. The Pilaf gang, Mai and Shu, they're I like to consider, I mean this in an honest to God, good, way. I don't mean to down on them or bash them like other people on YouTube, but for me personally, they're the Team Rocket of the Dragon Ball universe. That's like the most, realistic term I can use. Like, they're basically the Team Rocket of the Dragon Ball universe, and I love that. I just love their shenanigans. I love how they're continuously trying to make a name out of themselves. I love how Pilaf still considers himself a threat, even though he's obviously not. I love the fact that Shu and Mai don't even give a crap about his plans anymore, like world domination, and, they're just still continuously trying to find the Dragon Balls. That stuff is hysterical to me, and I love that. And I wish they could have just stuck with that instead of just like rehashing Battle of Gods, filler. It just felt unnecessary and pointless to me. That's just my personal subjective opinion. Let me know what you personally thought in the comments below. But that being said, that's pretty much the entire episode. The episode is essentially Goku discovering who Beerus is, King Kai explaining who he is to him, Beerus and Whis heading towards King Kai's planet to hopefully find out if Goku is a Super Saiyan God. If you've seen the movie, he obviously is not yet. We're going to find out if, he has what it takes, because we don't know how much they're going to change from the movie to the series. We don't know if, they're going to find, a new kind of way to become a Super Saiyan God in comparison to the movies, because, spoilers, if you watch the movie, Battle of Gods, it takes several Saiyans, pure-hearted Saiyans, to convert and transfer their energy into one pure-hearted Saiyan to create the Super Saiyan God. And I don't know if they're going to keep that palette, because, as we already have found out, that the movies at this point are kind of just unnecessary is the wrong term. And pointless is the wrong term, but I'm going to use it anyways. Kind of pointless, because now that we have this new series, it's kind of like all they're trying to do is just rewrite, I guess, things that they didn't want to do or didn't like, and just do it again. So, at the end of the day, we don't know if becoming a Super Saiyan God is necessarily the same thing in the movie, but we're definitely going to find out, and I can't wait to see that. That being said, also we get some very nice comedic moments with Bulma and Vegeta. Vegeta obviously training off, doing his own thing. I like that one sequence where one of the members of, I guess, Bulma's Bulma's assistants comes into his training room and interrupts him. I thought that was hysterical. It also proves that Bulma's family is just really that rich, where they have assistants doing a lot of crap for them. I'm just saying, I always thought when I was a kid watching Capsule Corp and Dragon Ball Z, I always thought they lived in that house alone, but apparently not. Apparently they have dozens of workers and assistants working at that house. So I guess it was just fun to finally find that out. Another thing that was really interesting to me is that I want something clarified in the comment section below. If you're watching this and you're a hardcore DBZ fan like myself, I can't really tell because I haven't seen Dragon Ball in such a freaking long time. But please clarify this in the comment section below. When did the Pilaf gang get their hands on a Dragon Ball locator? I know that Bulma created the Dragon Ball locator, but how did Pilaf gang get one? I just don't recall how that happened. Did they make one? Did they steal it from Bulma? Or did something happen in Dragon Ball where they actually got their hands on one and then Bulma had to make a new one? I just don't remember. Like I said before, I have not seen Dragon Ball in a long time, so I just don't know. But I just thought that was kind of weird, where Pilaf pulls out a locate one of those handheld locators for finding Dragon Balls, and I was like, how the hell did he get one of those? And plus, if he has one, why have they collected all the Dragon Balls 7 times by now? It just, it took the rest of the gang less than an hour to find them. But for Pilaf, it's it takes an entire series to freaking find the Dragon Balls. It's hysterical and funny, but I just found it kind of weird. But that being said, another thing that really stuck out with me, that really not necessarily bothered me, or rather I should say that really tormented me, rather. It did kind of bother me, but it didn't really enrage me, is a better term to use. But something that didn't necessarily was very relevant in this episode is that the animation style and template was significantly different from other episodes of this series. I mean, I don't know if anybody I don't know if anybody out there who watches Dragon Ball Super who has bad eyes, or has not that great eyesight, or has to wear reading glasses or whatever. But if you look closely, the outlines of most characters in this show, in this episode rather, is very bold and it changes the dynamic of the artistic designs of certain characters that really are very off-putting to me. Like, there's a specific sequence that really stuck out to me, is where Bulma is like sitting in her chair or whatever, like the queen she is, and she's like talking to, I think, Android 18 and Chi-Chi or whatever about the bingo prizes or what have you, and she like looks at them, and the outlines are so bold on her eyes that it makes her look less like a Toriyama character and more like your standard anime girl character that you would see like in your standard cliche anime girl template design. And it was really off-putting to me. I just felt it was like, okay, what are the animators trying to do? Are they like really trying to make Dragon Ball Z, or at least the Dragon Ball, template more like the anime characters of today? Or are they just like really that lazy that they just are fucking up Toriyama's designs? Because the thing is that Toriyama's artwork is done in his own special way. Like, he does manga characters in a very specific way that's not the same as other manga artists, illustrators, if you will. He's a very, his artwork stands by itself. It's just, I don't want to say like it's amazing, but it's just great in its own way, where it's just like, you can point it out of the room like, oh, that's a Toriyama illustration. You can tell very easily, and it's awesome. In this, the bold outlines kind of take you out of it, where it's like, that's not a Toriyama draw, it just feels like someone else was drawing this, and that's the main problem I have with it. It's just like taking away the amazement and the magical, it's just like rechanging Mickey Mouse, which they've done dozens of times, and it's like, yeah, it's Mickey Mouse, but it's not like the OG Mickey Mouse, and it's kind of like the same thing they did here. It's like, this is not OG Dragon Ball characters, this is like the revamped, anime fucking cliches of today. It's like, I don't know, it was very off-putting to me as like a hardcore DBZ guy, and I mean, granted, they kind of did the same thing with Dragon Ball Z back in the day. Like, if you look back at it, like, there's a lot of different animators with that show, or at least animated studios that really changed a lot of things with specific episodes. Like, go back and watch GBZ, and you'll see a lot of episodes that are like crisp and beautiful and awesome. It looks like the manga ripped out of the page. And then there's other episodes that look like dog shit, and it just looks like, whoever drew it just sucks the fat one hard. This one is kind of like that, where it's like, its bold outlines are just not good. For me personally, in general, I don't like really, really thick, bold outlines with anime characters. I just think it's un-anime-like. I know a lot of illustrators and anime artists like to do that with their anime characters, and that's all fine and dandy, but for me, I don't like it. I guess that's because I come from a very 80s anime-oriented, way of thinking, but that's just my personal intake of it. That being said, it was something that I really didn't like. But overall, the episode was good. It was nice. It was entertaining. It was fun. I liked the Pilaf gang. Goku and Vegeta training was, good. Again, that we had to see, the 12th time. Really nice, I guess. I guess the best thing I can say that really wraps up this episode review is that it's a good build-up to Goku versus Beerus, because that's what this is pointing out to be. The Pilaf gang, they're trying to get the Dragon Balls. Vegeta, he has to go back to the yacht for Bulma's birthday so he can try and protect everyone from Beerus. Goku, he's about to fight Beerus and find out the nature of Super Saiyan God transformation, and then get his ass whooped once again by the God of Destruction. So there's a lot of world building, there's a lot of, foreshadowing here, so I can understand what they were trying to do with this episode. I just felt like if we had to wait so long for this episode, just give us the Goku versus Beerus thing already. The manga gave this already, just, come on. But that being said, this episode was pretty decent. I liked it pretty much, mostly for the Pilaf gang moments. Everything else was kind of filler-esque and kind of pointless, seeing as how I, seen Battle of Gods already. But that being said, I'm going to give this episode a good conservative rating with 6.5. It was entertaining, fun, good to look at, but there's a lot of problems I personally had a subjective problem with, which is the artistic palette for certain animation sequences, and not to mention the fact that we're just rehashing Battle of Gods. But that being said, everything else, Really awesome and entertaining. Let me know what you personally thought about Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Super Episode 4 in the comments section below. Let me know. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your personal thoughts on the bold outlines? What are your personal thoughts on Goku versus Beerus and the Super Saiyan God transformation and all things Dragon Ball Super in the comment section below. And of course, here it's time to do my shameless plugs. You know how much I love them. First off, check out my Goku vs. Superman 2, The Rant of Legends. You want to know why it's called The Rant of Legends? Check it out, because I'm pretty sure if you enjoy getting angry, this will do that for you for free. Check out that rant, and I'm pretty sure you'll be finding it very difficult not to hit the keyboards and tell me that I'm an ignorant faggot who has no idea what I'm talking about the second you watch that rant. So please, check out that rant, The Rant of Legends, and then get back to me. That being said, moving off of that, of course, today is the American release, worldwide American release in the English-speaking countries, if you will, of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. Really awesome. Today is the first showing of it, August 4th. I hope you guys really enjoy your personal showing on it. Let me know what your personal thoughts are on the movie in the comment section below of this video and all other DBZ videos that I do. And I really hope you enjoy the movie. Let me know what your personal thoughts are on it after you see it. Do you think it's better than Battle of Gods? Do you think it's worse? How do you think Dragon Ball Super will approach those story points in future episodes? Let me know in the comment section below of all things Resurrection F. I hope you guys enjoy it. Not to mention, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and of course subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this has been John 12.